In the tech world, there's a concept called a single point of failure. It's a part of a system that, if it stops working, brings the entire operation crashing down. Engineers spend their whole lives trying to eliminate single points of failure in their code. But sometimes you forget to look for them in your own life. For me, my single point of failure was my marriage. My name is Alex, I'm 34 years old, and I am a back-end software engineer. 7 years ago, I married Samantha. We were the perfect tech bro cliché. I was the introverted nerd who could write complex machine learning algorithms in the dark, and Samantha was the extroverted, charismatic business major who could sell ice to an Eskimo. 3 years into our marriage, I had a breakthrough. I developed a revolutionary data compression algorithm that made streaming high-resolution video over terrible cellular networks completely seamless. It was game-changing. Samantha saw the potential immediately. We decided to launch a startup together. I would be the CTO, writing every single line of code, managing the servers, and building the product. She would be the CEO, handling the networking, the pitch decks, and finding the venture capital. We worked out of our 2-bedroom apartment. We ate ramen, we didn't take vacations, and we poured every ounce of our souls into this app. And it worked. Within 2 years, our user base exploded. We were suddenly the hottest new startup in Silicon Valley. But as the valuation of our company skyrocketed, the value of our marriage plummeted to zero.
The shift happened when we started looking for our Series A funding round. Samantha started spending all her time on Sand Hill Road, meeting with elite venture capitalists. That's when she met Marcus. Marcus was a partner at a massive VC firm. He was 40, wore $500 plain white t-shirts, and spoke entirely in corporate buzzwords like synergy, disruption, and hypergrowth. Suddenly, Samantha was a different person. She stopped being my partner and started being a girl boss CEO. The red flags weren't just waving, they were practically flashing on my monitor. First, the physical distance. Samantha started staying at expensive hotels in the city, claiming she had early morning breakfast meetings with investors and didn't want to commute. When she was home, she was glued to her phone, smiling at the screen, but hiding it the second I walked into the room. Second, the corporate marginalization. Despite being the guy who actually built the product, I was slowly being pushed out of the room. Samantha told me I was too technical to speak to investors. "Just focus on the code, Alex," she'd say, patting my shoulder like a dog. "Let Marcus and me handle the big picture strategy." Third, the legal restructuring. Samantha came to me one evening with a massive stack of legal documents from Marcus's firm. They were offering us a $10 million investment, but it required restructuring our founder shares. She heavily pressured me to sign it without letting my personal lawyer look at it, claiming the deal would fall through if we delayed. I didn't sign it right away. Instead, I decided to do some debugging of my own.
In a tech startup, the CTO has God-level admin access to everything. Every server, every email, every Slack channel. I never used it to snoop on my employees, and I definitely never used it on my wife. But my gut was screaming at me. One night, while Samantha was at a networking retreat in Napa Valley, I logged into the administrative backend of our corporate Google workspace. I accessed Samantha's work email. I didn't find just an affair. I found a hostile corporate takeover disguised as a marriage. Samantha and Marcus had been sleeping together for 6 months. But the emails weren't just romantic, they were strategic. They were planning an exit strategy that completely eliminated me. A massive tech conglomerate was secretly offering to buy our startup for $50 million. But Marcus and Samantha didn't want to split that with me. The contract Samantha had tried to pressure me into signing contained a hidden clawback clause. It meant the board of directors, which Marcus would control, could fire me at any time, and my shares would instantly return to the company for pennies on the dollar. I found an email from Samantha to Marcus. "Alex is so deep in his code, he has no idea what's happening. Once he signs the restructuring agreement, we vest the new shares, vote him out as CTO, and force his equity buyout. We take the $50 million acquisition, and he walks away with maybe $100,000 for 3 years of work. Then I'm filing for divorce and moving into your place in Malibu." Marcus replied, "He's a great code monkey, baby, but business is for adults. Make sure he finishes the server migration before we drop the axe." I sat in the glow of my monitors, feeling the room spin. The woman I loved, the woman I built this dream for, was going to fire me from my own company, steal my life's work, and leave me with nothing.
If you back an animal into a corner, it panics. If you back a hacker into a corner, they look for an exploit. I didn't scream. I didn't confront her. I didn't let them know I had seen the emails. I simply logged out, wiped the access logs so she would never know I was there, and made myself a cup of coffee. They thought I was just a code monkey. They thought business was only done in boardrooms with expensive lawyers. They forgot that in the tech world, the person who controls the infrastructure controls the universe. I went back and reviewed the original foundation of our company. Samantha was so focused on being the CEO that she never actually understood how our app worked. The core of our app, the revolutionary compression algorithm that made us worth $50 million, wasn't owned by the company. I had developed and patented that specific algorithm under my own personal LLC 2 years before I even met Samantha. When we started the startup, my LLC granted the startup a standard, revocable commercial license to use the API. I did it that way because we couldn't afford a lawyer back then, and I just used a template from the internet. Samantha never bothered to do proper technical due diligence. Marcus's elite lawyers didn't either, because they assumed the clueless tech husband just coded it on the company clock. They wanted to play corporate chess? Fine. I was about to unplug the board.
I hired the most vicious intellectual property litigator in California. I showed him the emails, the buyout offer, and my original patent and licensing agreements. He smiled like a shark smelling blood in the water. "Alex," he said, "they can fire you, they can steal your shares, but the second they terminate your employment, they terminate the implicit agreement that allows them free use of your patented algorithm. Without that license, their $50 million app is just a useless piece of plastic." The plan was set. Over the next month, I played my part flawlessly. I told Samantha I trusted her business judgment and signed the restructuring agreement. I saw the flash of triumph in her eyes when the pen hit the paper. She thought she had won. I worked late nights migrating the servers, just like Marcus wanted. But I wasn't migrating them for the company. I was completely isolating my algorithm onto a private, heavily encrypted server cluster that only I had the cryptographic keys to. I built a literal kill switch into the app's main architecture. If my API key was revoked, the app would instantly brick itself. I was ready. The execution happened on a Tuesday. The $50 million acquisition was scheduled to be publicly announced and finalized at 4 p.m. At 10 a.m., Samantha called me into the glass conference room. Marcus was sitting there, smirking. A corporate lawyer was next to him. Samantha put on her best fake sympathy face. "Alex," she said, sliding a manila envelope across the table, "the board has decided to go in a different direction. We are officially terminating your role as CTO, effective immediately. Per the agreement you signed, the company is executing its right to buy back your shares for $150,000. I looked at her. "You're firing me from the company I built?" Marcus leaned forward. "It's nothing personal, Alex. It's just business. You're a great coder, but we need enterprise-level leadership for the acquisition. Please leave your laptop and your keycard on the table. Security will escort you out." I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I calmly reached into my pocket, pulled out a flash drive, and placed it on the table next to my laptop. "Okay," I said, "I accept my termination. But since I am no longer an employee or a shareholder, I am officially issuing a cease and desist. As of 10:05 a.m., I am revoking the commercial license for the core compression algorithm owned by my private LLC. Any further use of my intellectual property is copyright infringement." Marcus laughed. "What the hell are you talking about? The company owns the code." "No, Marcus," I said softly. "The company owns the UI. I own the engine. You should have done your technical due diligence." I pulled out my phone. I opened a terminal app. I typed in a single line of code and hit execute. Through the glass walls of the conference room, we immediately heard the customer service phone start ringing. Then the engineers in the bullpen started shouting. The kill switch was activated. The API connection was severed. For all 3 million active users, the app instantly crashed. It was dead. I smiled at Samantha, whose face had gone completely white. "Good luck with your $50 million sale, CEO. The code monkey is out." The fallout was the stuff of Silicon Valley legends. Within an hour, the tech conglomerate buying our startup realized the core technology was gone. The app was functionally useless. They immediately pulled out of the $50 million acquisition and threatened to sue Marcus's VC firm for gross misrepresentation and fraud. Marcus panicked. He tried to get his lawyers to force me to turn the servers back on, but my IP lawyer absolutely destroyed them in court. I owned the patent. I had every legal right to revoke the license the moment they fired me. Because the acquisition failed, the startup ran out of runway and went bankrupt in less than 3 weeks. But the real karma hit Samantha and Marcus. The partners at Marcus's VC firm found out he had skipped the due diligence because he was sleeping with the CEO. He was fired for cause and effectively blacklisted from the entire venture capital industry. Samantha was left with nothing. The $150,000 buyout she tried to force on me, that went up in smoke when the company went insolvent. During our divorce, she tried to claim half of my personal LLC, but because she had literally signed documents stating my LLC was a separate entity, the judge threw it out. It's been almost 3 years since that day in the conference room. After the dust settled, I licensed my compression algorithm to the exact same tech conglomerate that was going to buy the startup. I didn't get $50 million, but I secured a massive multi-million-dollar licensing deal that pays me royalties every single month. I never have to work another day in my life if I don't want to. Last I checked her LinkedIn, Samantha is working as a mid-level marketing manager at a paper supply company. The Girl Boss CEO Act doesn't work when your name is associated with the biggest due diligence disaster in Silicon Valley history. If there is a lesson to be learned here, it's this: never underestimate the quiet people in the room, the ones doing the actual work. If you find yourself in a partnership, whether it's business or marriage, and the other person starts treating you like a tool rather than an equal, don't throw a tantrum. Take a step back. Look at the architecture of your life. Find your leverage, secure your assets, and when they try to push you off the cliff, make sure you're the one holding the parachute. Thanks for listening. If you liked this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying time you've ever proved someone wrong? Stay smart, and always read the fine print.